Sup, bitches? This is Red Bag Duos here, and this is just going to be a quick gaming video. It's going to be out of the ordinary. This is just pretty much a story time. Oh, fuck, my cat's coming down. Alright, guys. So, pretty much, today at school, we're currently at home, and school hasn't ended yet, but, there's pretty much a predicted shooting at my school. So we're in class and there's a lockdown. Pretty not interesting, until they said this is not a drill, over the PA system. So we're like, oh shit. So Lucas was upstairs
in a computer lab.
I was in the auto room, but I was not in auto. I was in my welding class, and I was actually just going to go do my welding test as my exam, pretty much. So this thing's like 70% of my mark. I'm going to go do it. All fucking anxiety as fuck, kind of nervous because if I fuck this up, I'm fucked. I fail. So go weld. Somebody goes through, touches my back through the booth, and I'm like, oh shit. So I turn around and they're like, it's my teacher, and he's like, it's a lockdown. Turn off your machine. And so I haven't done a fucking lockdown practice in this class. Not gonna lie, I missed too many days. So pretty much, we go in, and I wait for my friend to come out of the booth, well, his own booth, and so he comes out, and it ends up that, you have to go into, the auto room, into the corner, like in most other classes, but I thought we'd hide in the back room where all the welders are and all that, but no. So, we go, and we're sitting there, and everyone's making jokes, this one kid goes and sits down against we have, this wall with doors, metal doors to lock up all the tools, and so this kid sits down and leans against the doors, and it just rattles all the way up to the main door to enter the class, and it's so fucking loud. And so this one kid sitting on the other side of the table from me says, "Hey, you fucking twat, shut up." So literally pretty much the conclusion here is we didn't take this seriously whatsoever. So we were joking around. 10 minutes in, I'm messaging people. It's actually getting kind of serious, because their drills only go for 5 minutes. But so we're like, oh, it must be an extra long drill. So whatever. And then over the PA system, the principal's like, this is not a practice. Take this 100% serious. Get off your phones and stay quiet. So everyone turned off their phones. I swear to God, we had two of those phone kids that just sit there and do absolutely nothing but play on their phones. It took a class to just sit around. But so everyone puts away their phones, okay? We're fucking actually kind of getting serious here. And we're now 30 minutes into this fucking drill. Me and my buddy were sitting here. He has steel toes on, fucking all that shit. And we're making jokes on how we're gonna beat up the bad guys if they come in. And other kids, don't mind the chain sound. That's my punching bag. But so the chain, not the chain. Okay, I fucked this up real bad. I'm not gonna restart it though. That was really bad. Okay, so pretty much me and my buddy we're sitting beside each other. I got my other friend on the other side. He's also has his phone halfway out of his pocket because we literally got nothing else to do but stare at each other. So we were whispering to each other on how we should just how we were gonna fire extinguish them and shit. And then this other kid's I guarantee you if there's someone in the school, they're not coming down to the trade department of the school because let's be honest here, this is where all the fucking druggies and tough kids are. So we were true that. I'm the puniest kid out of the class, so it's a-okay with me, it's whatever. So pretty much it's 15 minutes before the lockdown ends. All I hear is the fucking door start rattling. I'm like, oh shit. So everyone looks at the door. The one guy on the floor who's got yelled at is shh. So everyone's just shutting up. So fucking just a flashlight shines through the door and then the door opens, okay? My teacher behind me is oh, that can't be good. And the fucking cop comes in, and she's let me see your faces, and like yells it. So we're like, oh shit, this must be serious. So everyone looks at the cop, she shines the flashlight, blinding us completely more than the fucking UV light from the fucking welders did. But, so we're fucking like blinded. This random guy wearing like a work suit, like a plumber looking dude, comes in, and she's like, here, stay here. Leaves the class unlocked. Leaves the class unlocked, okay? During a lockdown where there's a potential shooter, okay? So they leave. We're like just chilling there. And we're talking to the teacher, like whispering, as this guy's standing right by the door, looking all panicked, fucking touching his hair and shit. He definitely looked like a big suspect for this fucking potential shooting. So pretty much, this one kid's like, straight up, yo, who are you? And he's like, oh, I was working on the roof, and when it started, and I guess I didn't hear it because there's no PA system up there, and so I came down, I was walking through the halls, and the cop caught me and held me at gunpoint. And we just all fucking start laughing. And this guy's like, yeah, it's a pretty big piss off because now now I'm wasting my time here. I don't get paid for this. And so pretty much it's pretty depressing. Alright, so I'm gonna give this over to Lucas so he can hear, and then we'll explain the whole situation and what actually happened and why the lockdown occurred.
Alright, so along with that, during this, I was upstairs in a computer lab working on an assignment for English, and I'm sitting there thinking, well, this is going to be another boring Monday, right? And legit, I'm not even kidding, like a second after I said that or thought of that, lockdown. I'm like, what the fuck? Is this for real? And then I'm sitting there like, the fuck's happening? And then me and my friend John, we sit in the corner behind like the door. There's like a wall behind the door, and we're just sitting there talking about like what the fuck's going on. So I start fucking contacting people from like other schools and start fucking texting Austin, saying like what the fuck's happening, and within I think 5 minutes of me talking to people in the other two high schools in like our county, we our shooting was the talk of those schools, and I was making jokes with them saying, probably gonna get shot today because that's kind of the mood, and we're sitting there. It's about 40 minutes into like the hour we were sitting in the rooms just doing nothing. And our room was the worst to hide in because we literally, even with the light shut off, it was like openly light because we have a skylight for the only window in our classroom because we're like inside the school, so we're like boxed in by like hallways. And we literally are like, well, we're fucked. Because we didn't have anything covering our windows that are like beside the door. And then we find like these posters. We like desperately try and like tape them to the wall. And we're sitting there and like we hear the door like start like getting like fucking rattled and shit. And fucking a cop and our principal comes in and says everyone show their faces. So me and my friend John, we're like behind a wall, like that's like behind the door. So no one can really see us when they come in the classroom. So when the teacher and the other students were like getting looked at by the cop, me and John looked around the corner to see like what they were there for, and the cop, she was a female, she put her gun on her. She put her hand on the fucking gun, and I'm like, holy fuck. And we were told to get off our phone because it was causing interference, and then our principal and the cop literally leave our door like unlocked and part way open during this like shooting. So it's like, well, that's definitely safe. And then we sit there and we're like, whoa, what the fuck's happening? And we're talking about how we're like pretty much fucked now if someone does fucking start shooting because our door's all the way like fucking open at this point. And we have like nothing to defend ourselves with except for our fucking like chairs. And we then the lockdown ends. We're forced to they're like, yeah, so go to your second period classes. We go. We wait like 40 minutes to get an he's like, yeah, so I'll be on the PA in like 10 minutes to explain what happened. Literally 40 minutes later, yeah, sorry, we got caught up with fucking talking to the police and shit. and
Yo, explain quick. The video's
Fuck.
almost over.
and we were
If I don't know if this is gonna continue, I don't know what's gonna happen. But pretty much, here's the conclusion. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel. The school shooting was pretty much this kid who threatened. He was a grade 9. Not gonna reveal names, but he was a grade 9, and he apparently was feeling depressed. Posted something on Snapchat about wanting to kill or
People.
commit suicide.
and someone gave him the option of a
and-
school shooting.
Yeah, so he pretty much posted something about going and shooting up the school, and cops took it serious. Came to the school early in the morning and told us to lock down. So pretty much we were in this lockdown for about an hour, and it was pretty depressing and boring. Biggest waste of my time, if you ask me.
And I was almost shot at by a cop.
Yes, so this is going to be the end of the video. Remember to like and subscribe. Remember to stay tuned for later or future videos. And this is, I swear to God, this is literally, this happened today.
100% real.
So, remember to stay tuned. Actually, you can even look up the school, St. Mary's Secondary School, you know. Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Alright, see y'all guys later.
So, see ya, bitches.